up, everybody? Welcome back to another cup of conversation.
Where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host T.
And I'm your host Coco.
And we back on the couch today, y'all. Y'all back with T and Coco. Yeah. We still ain't get our song made.
I know.
We getting it together.
We gonna do it. We gonna get it.
We have to. We have to.
We gonna have it for the live show. We gonna debut our song for the live show.
Because I mean, what kind of duo is we without a theme song? Like, what kind of shit? We ain't, you know.
We lame.
No, seriously. But yeah, we're gonna debut it for the live show. It's gonna have to be lit.
Yeah.
But y'all know how we start off. How you feeling? How you dealing on this good old?
I'm sleepy as hell, y'all. I don't know why I'm so sleepy. I do know why I'm sleepy.
Word.
No, it ain't even that. You know how you go to sleep? Like if you just keep going and you don't stop, you be fine. But once you go to sleep and then you gotta wake up again, that's like, it's like the sleepy on you. Like,
yeah, that's why I be telling myself sometimes after work I'll come try to take my nap before we cook. Like, let me just take a little 30-minute hour. After that I be like, yeah, what we gonna order tonight?
Like, yeah,
because I ain't cooking. Like, it's time to go back to bed.
I didn't fell asleep, y'all, in the parking lot. Just tired. I did everything not to go. I went home. I said I was gonna lay down because I got off a little early.
You should lay down up here.
I don't know why. I thought I was gonna be seeing you come up because I don't even know how I went to sleep that fast. You said 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you text me, and I was asleep.
And it was 10 minutes for real. I looked at it too. I said, oh, I really.
That's why I thought I had missed the whole show when I text you. That's why I called you like that. I was like, y'all gone, y'all up there, like.
Yeah, I was about to leave on her ass. Shit. 5 more minutes. I was leaving at 8.
Damn. I thought I had missed the whole show, y'all. But no,
she almost did.
I'm sleepy. That's how I'm feeling. But how I'm dealing is I'm pushing through.
Got to push through.
Yeah.
I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like we got a lot to do. Not in a short amount of time. We just got a lot to do. And I feel like the fact that we kind of ambitious about pushing, we always gonna have a lot to do. So that's like our norm. I mean, annual show every year now. This is year 2. And seeing how year 1.
Didn't start
exactly. And we did our best to be like, yo, we're gonna be on all of this. In the year, we got to 6 months and 3 minutes? Like,
yeah. I think it's because we trying to do every component of everything.
Yes, and as soon as we think of something new, we don't complete the first task. So yeah, I mean that's just it is what it is. We know what grind we signed up for. So
right.
Well, now we do. We didn't in the beginning.
Exactly.
We did in the beginning. We do now, though.
Yeah, I think that's just what comes with being two band man. What they call it? One
yeah. And you know what? That's kind of a good conversation, I guess. But I always want. Well, not always, but lately, like I be telling myself, like when I get real down in the dumps and like real hard on myself, like damn, I wish I didn't have this entrepreneurial mindset. Like I wish I was somebody that was cool with going to work. Cool, we're going home, or maybe even going to school and find a better career. You know, like somebody that's not trying to put it together themselves. You know what I mean? Like going to be a nurse or something.
I just feel like it's still. I feel like I don't think the entrepreneur part matters. I think it would be like that either way. I feel like the always something to do, always striving for something. I feel like you can get it in either lane, because even like with me, like stepping away from body conscious, like I feel like. My life is still some way form of fashion, even without the podcast. Like it's something, even with work, it's something to achieve, it's something to do, it's something to.
Yeah, but with structure, when places that's already structured, you ain't gotta think of the next thing to achieve. It's there for you. You just gotta want it.
I guess I'm talking about outside of what they have to offer, or even like just life in general. So for me, for instance, what is that for my family? Entrepreneur is almost kind of like also having and building a family. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that even outside of like my work, like inside just my family, I feel like it's always something that I want to do better. Like I want to be a better mom. I need to start taking care here. I need to start like it's always something. Or even with my career field, like with me having my master's degree and wanting to be a counselor, like okay, do I do this first? Do I do this? Like it's always something still.
Yeah.
I feel the overwhelmingness still. I thought the reason I'm saying this too, I think because I thought I wouldn't feel any type of overwhelmness when I left, because I thought that was the overwhelming.
No, I think it's still. I say that to say because I know a lot of people who live their day-to-day life going to this job, and they know if they want a promotion for this job, what they got to do for that, and if they want this, they got to, they want to get out of this. I mean, get further in this career field. They're gonna go back to school and do this and that. Like they have it like they just go to work and go home, man. It's not nothing more to think of other than like, of course, stuff like I want to get my family together, I want to get myself together. But as far as your financial, like what's your income looking like? Some people have like, they pick those routes where, yeah, I'm gonna be, like I seen, I think one of my classmates, they started at like working at a restaurant and now they have a franchise in the, like they, you know what I mean? It's ways to work up and they have like things to do.
You don't think it's like that for entrepreneurship?
No, because it's not mapped out for you. It's not.
No, even if you map it out, even if you map
but you have to do the mapping. That's what I'm saying.
But like, still, don't you have to do the mapping in certain aspects?
No, because if I if I'm talking about somebody who started as a cash register at this restaurant, I mean a cashier at this restaurant, and then they moved up to a manager, and then a general manager, and now they're the manager of all the stores in Houston. Okay, now they have their own store, not like the company gave them a store, like they bought a piece of the franchise. They have their own store, but all that was like a step that was right before them already pre-made. Like, you know what I mean? General manager is a pre-made step. The owner, having the ownership in it is a pre-made step. That's all. Like they ain't have to think about it. They just had to want to do it and put the work in. I ain't saying it's like a different grind or anything, but they just had to want to do it to get it done. They didn't have to say, damn, what's next? Like, what go from here? What go from cashier? Like, am I going to be a cashier forever? Like, they didn't have to make up that next role. So sometimes I be feeling like it's a blessing and a curse, kind of like a little burden and a blessing at the same time, that my mind wanders this way. But I know a lot of people who, like, I'm cool with my day to day, and then, I might get a little... I might go back to school or get up a little bit more so I can get a couple more dollars. But as far as career-wise go, some people don't be shooting for the moon. And then another like aspect of that is just we not gonna all like a good majority of people gonna die without being thousandaires, millionaires. All these not everybody's gonna make it to the top. So some people don't stress on that, you know what I mean? Doing better like that. Like I hear Quinny talk about, she my single friend. She talk about like, I'm not taking anything. She's like one of those friends. I'm not settling for anything. Like I want what I want. I want through the moon. Like, cause why not? I've traveled. I've seen this. I've seen that. And that's some people's point of view. And she feel like if you do, well, I ain't gonna say the bare minimum, but if you do the whole college route, the whole, working it out with a man that's working up, that ain't already rich, that's kind of settling. That's a form of settle.
That's perspective.
That is. But I would say that a lot of people are cool where they are.
Because people also, in that same sense, you can spend your life saying you're not gonna settle and never live your life how you want to live your life. Still.
Right, because you're chasing.
Because you're chasing something that is either not for you or is not a part of your story, your life story.
Right.
So I feel like the focus shouldn't be on leveling up. It should be enjoying life how it comes at you. I think we worry so much. I think America has made a culture to where it's always what's next.
Yes.
It's never living in the moment. Like that's why I think too, like I think even as an entrepreneur, like we don't live in the moment. I think that's why it feels like
I'm always thinking
it's
about
always because you're trained to. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to keep hustling. You got,
yeah.
But who's to say, like, even when I think about my business,
who's to say that wasn't good enough?
Yeah,
who's to say that wasn't success
because
for somebody?
The pressure of the outside influences feel like, okay, well, you have this, so now you have to have 5 buildings instead of 1.
Right.
So I really, because I think for the most part, like you said about careership, I feel like entrepreneur is kind of mapped out because we're not doing nothing that nobody ain't never done really.
Right.
For the most part, like even with a podcast, it's really you can go on ChatGPT, Google, and say, if I'm a podcaster, what can I be where can I be in the next 5 years?
Right.
You can do radio, you can do TV, you can do, like, the goals are there. It's just you working towards goals, just like a career.
Right.
So I guess that's why I'm like, it's really not different, because unless you're doing something that nobody ever done before, which a lot of us aren't, like, we not really, to be honest. So it's like, it's plans there. We just overanalyze it because we also live in a culture that uses the word oversaturated, where you feel like you can't do something that somebody else is doing. When ultimately, whenever you make that next move, you're going to still be doing what somebody else is doing.
I mean, but in a sense, you do. We are in a world where, because like I heard Snoop Dogg talking about this on the Breakfast Club, where he was saying, like, Charlamagne was asking him, like, how did y'all make that timeless music? How did y'all? He was like, well, it was timeless to y'all because it was not necessarily new, but it's not as many rappers. It's not that many people that sound like us. He said, I can name 5 people right now that sound the same. So with entrepreneurship being so prevalent today since the pandemic, I feel like everything has been entrepreneurship. And TikTok, social media, everything exploring. I mean, people exploring things like that. It is getting a little, I'm not going to say oversaturated, because I don't like when people say it, because like you said, it's millions of people in America, in the world, that you can reach. Ain't nobody going to reach everybody and make all the money from everything. But you have to find a way to be unique in your business, and it is like a...
Or do you?
Yeah. I mean, you can be good in your work and talk.
The reason I asked that is because I seen this post today. Tiara posted it. She said, there is no such thing as a saturated market. If anything, it's proof that it can be done. The presence of others isn't competition. It's a confirmation that there's room for you too. And the reason I say that you have to find a way to be unique. But really, do you have to find a way to be unique? I know be unique because we always use the analogy of like bread. None of the breads are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got 100 white breads and they all make money. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, you might have a better, like, quality or something, but for the most part, you still selling bread. Or you still selling tissue.
So you don't think them people have board meetings, rooms where they're like, how can we do this market better? How can we make ours, like, the standout product?
Yeah, but I don't think it's nothing unique. I think it's just where you take the focus. I don't think it's, and I guess I'm saying unique is because I mean, for me, I really have never seen a bread commercial or like mini marketings of bread.
Oh, I have.
Like, I'm just saying, like, that's not prevalent upon, like, TV, like, just markets, like, oh, buy bread here, or, like, whatever they doing, I don't know what they doing, because it's a lot of businesses that don't.
We using bread analogy as something that people need. People
right.
use,
so
that's something people need. People don't need their hair done. People don't need their lashes done. But that's the businesses we are getting into. Ain't nobody getting into making bread businesses.
Well, you talking about black people?
I'm talking about a community as a whole. Like, this generation, us too. Like, ain't nobody getting into
bread I don't know. I just think
we getting into the more popular businesses, like streaming, like
for that
that.
example, I feel like people just follow who they like. I don't think it don't necessarily be that you're just a unique person, because really, when you think about it, if I go find Jackiana, for example, it's a million people doing exactly what Jackiana do, but it's just certain people that like Jackiana, then it's certain people that like Shayla, then it's, I don't think there are any, I don't know, I guess when I think of unique, I think of something.
But that's why their people watch them, because they are unique to them, or they like whatever because they could, like you said, be watching a million other people that do the same thing, but they are unique to that person, to that viewer. So that's what you do, have to be unique to somebody. You do have to be eye-grabbing to somebody. It don't have to be to everybody, and it ain't gonna be to everybody, because you ain't gonna be able to.
So what makes a person unique? Like, so let's define unique.
I mean, it just depends on what you like. Some people, I just shared something the other day where E. Kane was doing dumb shit, and some people like her. I can't stand to see people doing dumb shit.
But does that make her unique though? Just because people like her, does that make you unique? I think that's where I'm getting.
Well, let me use something that I watch. I watch The Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. I can watch a lot of different other news podcasts, social news podcasts. But that one's unique to me because I like their takes, their segments, their this, their that, whatever. That's why I like.
They different to you?
Yeah. But that's unique. Like, different, unique, whatever you want to call it. You have to find a standout point. That's what
What's their standout point for you?
I connect with their, like, reasonings with things. When it's not something that I challenge too much in my, like, I think a lot of the ways they think. And then sometimes when I don't, it's good reasoning behind it. I'm able to open my mind and listen to other options and opinions and perspectives.
Okay, so if you listen to somebody else's podcast or radio that was just like theirs, is it that you just don't listen to them because you like the Breakfast Club? I mean, the people on the Breakfast Club?
I've listened to other podcasts before. They're not catchy. They don't grab my attention the same way that show does. So it's people who like stuff like that, who gravitate to different situations or different people, influencers.
I guess the unique part is that's what's like my thing. Like, I feel like that could be true for me. Like, if I watch somebody else, like I'll watch a certain makeup influencer, but I won't watch another one. I don't think it's necessarily because she's unique. I just think that I just like her personality more. But I don't think that make her unique though.
But why do you think you like her? Like, why do you think you why her instead of the other girl?
Because she looked more like me, maybe.
Yeah, it's something about her that gravitates, but it gravitates, it connects you.
Yeah.
Maybe unique is the wrong word. It connects you.
Well, I guess
so you have to try to make a connection.
Because I was saying that when I think of unique, something that's not the norm, that's what I'm looking at as unique. So what I see is I don't see anything.
I mean, because then that unique would only mean inventions, because everything is the norm. But
that's what I'm saying. But so unique would be something that's not the norm. So that's why I said I don't think nothing is really just unique anymore. And it's very seldom that I be like, oh, now that's different. I ain't really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like nowadays it's not like it used to be, to where it's like I really have to focus on standing outside the box. I feel like we can all be in the same box. And I think TikTok kind of proved that too. Like, you can really be in the same box and make hella money or have hella influence. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, but you do have to connect with it. I guess you, like I said, unique might have been the wrong word.
Yeah.
You have to be different and you have to connect with people. It can't be, because it is a lot of people who do like to try to do all the same thing. Like, it's people that come after E. Kane that try to do the same thing she do, but they ain't going viral for it. So, like, that's different to somebody, but it ain't connecting.
Yeah.
But I do think entrepreneurship is, I don't know. To me, it's a lot more thinking. Like I said, it's a lot more headspace. And I used to sit back a lot and just be like, I wish I didn't have such an open mind about things. Like,
right.
I wish I had a straightforward. You go to college because I went to college for criminal justice at first. Mm-hmm. You go to criminal justice, you go to law school, you do this, you did. Like, that's the path, I mean, like, kind of like, I don't want to sound like, stereotypical, kind of how they say, like, African and Asian parents are, like, they want you on the straight and narrow, like, your path at 13.
Right.
Like, so that's what I mean by, like, it's already there. And it's already there for us, too, but, like, most people don't go to business school as they should, or,
yeah, they
do those important things. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks to be innovative or creative, I feel like.
Yeah, because, I mean, I got on and just go to work, and she cool with it. Like, she said she might go back to school to get some more money, but, like, I mean, she cool with it. And I'm cool with that fun. If that's what you like, baby. And I mean, ain't like she living bad or anything.
Right.
She got everything. Like Bubba said this morning, like, we was talking about something. He was like, oh, I'm good. I mean, I ain't stressed. We got everything in the circle. Like, turn around in the circle, you got everything you need right here. Like,
and I think that's the attitude to have, because ultimately, when you really think about it, like, it's nothing more to really have, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because even like when I think about like the height of me and Carrie, like having money that we thought was, oh God, hella money, like, I ain't gonna lie, and it might be to somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But having that money and then like not having that money and then coming back into it, like, it's like you realize like you didn't have, your life really wasn't any different that it mattered. It might have been different in aspects, but it wasn't different in
as in you not eating, you ain't got a roof over your head. Like, you got the
even the higher things, like even with me, I feel like we've been able to have more with less money, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't nothing that we was like stripped away from having by having less money. You get what I'm saying? So, and even
it ain't like y'all stopped going out to eat. It ain't like, you know, like
even when we didn't have no money, when I stopped doing the shop, when I know I didn't have my own personal money, like, we was still on the phone with our mentors, like, okay, we gonna go look at some, like, why would we be looking for, now looking back, I'm like, why were we looking for land? I didn't even have no money in my pocket. But like, but you get what I'm saying? Like, the things that was there, like, it wasn't nothing.
It didn't feel no different. It didn't make you feel like you was poor or in poverty.
I remember when I got my shop, Carrie literally on the way to going to see if we wanted the shop, Carrie, it was Mother's Day, Carrie handed me $20,000 in cash. Mm-hmm. I didn't think, like, at that time I was like, hey, this is a lot of money, but now I'm like, that really, not it ain't no money. I don't want to sound like I just got money or something like that.
I get what you're saying.
That's some money.
In the grand scheme of what you was thinking.
Yeah, like, that's really like, and then when you had that money, like, I think about it, okay, if he gave me $20,000, he probably had something, okay? Mm-hmm. But when we had that money, we weren't doing nothing extravagant. And maybe we should have, I don't know, but it didn't matter. Like, I guess I'm saying.
Y'all went in LV, walking around with the big old bags.
And then I think about it, like, Krista, and I was talking to Jazz one day about this. I was like, Jazz, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, even if I did, like, I don't think that I would do that. Like, he said it, and he might have bought stuff here and there, but like, I don't think that's the type of people that we are. So I guess that's why it don't matter. I don't know why it don't matter, but I don't know. I feel like we should relish in the moment of just having what we need, like, because ultimately, what you gonna do? Just keep buying like expensive stuff, like, like, I don't know.
No, but I've always been like that. Like, my mama, you've seen my mama before. She's a super low maintenance girl. Like, that's why when I say trying to get in my soft girl, like trying to get in my feminine, I'm really trying to. Cause my mama's super soft. She don't worry about maintenance too much. Like, she just her. Like, she really live in a day. Like, what she needs to do today, what needs to be done. Like, you know, I ain't gonna say she's stressing, but like she got other shit to worry about. She don't be worried about, like, so I don't think I would be that person either. Like, she got money and don't be spending in the Louis store or like, you know.
But it's more about comfortability, I think, too. Like, I don't want to be rich and uncomfortable, because I feel like you could be rich and you can still be uncomfortable.
And that's what I be trying to say to, like, not even just Quinn. I know I be saying her. She probably be like, "Girl, why you referencing me?" But no, like, because it's that's a mindset. That's a mindset, and it's a lot of people out here wanting for a lot, and it's like, bro, I want you to relax. I want you to take a deep breath. Because I mean, we was having our monthly girl days or whatever, and like, we had one of them days. Like, we all, not even just her, we all decompressed. She was like, girl, I'm glad we had this day. Like, I'm glad I can get some of this stuff off my chest and stop trying to portray so perfect. I'm glad, like, you know.
Because that's also what money brings. It makes you live this standard that is not really even necessary.
Yes.
I feel like some of the people that are the richest, like, are the most unhappy. And not because they want to be unhappy or because money makes them unhappy, but money brings more problems. And money, when you have, the more money you have, it seems like the more money you spend. You know what I'm saying? And so once you spend more money, then you have more problems and more people that you have to deal with because you're spending that more money. So it's all like a trickle effect versus just saying, okay, I'm good with making this, let's say, a cool $100,000, even though they say that ain't no money in America right now. I'm cool with making this $100,000, and as long as all my bills paid, I don't care if I can't go to a Louis store. Sometimes you have to settle there, not settle so much, but you have to be there.
But did you even want to go to the Louis store? Like,
no, I never did.
That's what I'm talking about. Like people in general. Like, did you even want that before, or like you feel like just because you got money you gotta
get? Yes.
Like,
and let me tell y'all, when I started at the shop and I thought I was doing something so big. I had made $10,000 in 1 month, and that's when I was in a little shop.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing something. I was like, oh, I need to go get me a Benz or something, because if I'm making all this money, I need to have a. And I had to think about it, like, nothing wrong with your empower. Like it's
right,
like the car note is good. You about to take the more money that you just got and give it more away, really.
Like, we gotta stop this.
Yeah.
Like America in this cycle of really the
status,
the capitalism and the status, like we gotta stop. I seen somebody say we ain't got nothing but entertainment, like in America, and that's all people trying to reach for is you ain't gotta want to be an entertainer, you gotta want the entertainer look. You gotta want the entertainer life. You gotta want, and that's what everybody is reaching for. Like it's like,
and that's what I had to tell myself. Like literally, you made the most money you probably ever made in your life in 1 month, and now you're worried about going more in debt.
Yeah.
Look at how what you're saying. Like you get a nicer, quote unquote, nicer car because it. I mean, anyway.
Them bitch break down like any other car.
Yeah. And it was so funny because my mama ended up getting one, because whatever. But I'm like driving her car, and I'm like, when I be in that hoe, I don't be thinking like, oh, I'm in a Benz. Like, like I be flipping that hoe just like it's a Impala. Like I'm like, it don't be giving nothing. So like, I'm glad that I thank God that me and my husband had the mindset of not being like driven behind like the flashy, like I care about more so where I live. Like I want my house to be more like comfortable.
That's how my mom is. She doing renovations before she doing
that's
anything,
the type of
like
stuff that I
renovations.
Care about. So yeah, but this is not even what we were supposed to talk about, guys.
No, it's not. But that is the conclusion of our first episode for this week. So y'all stop chasing this. What's the moral of the story? I think for me is stop chasing what makes other people happy and really think about what makes you happy and go for that. Because it might be the simple things. It might not even be nothing that you have to chase. You might be closer than you think. Like,
and if you're truly okay with something that might be deemed as smaller than what you should want. Yeah. Like you said, be okay with it. Like,
living your truth.
Living your truth, and it's okay to have a change of heart, because you might say, oh, I'm okay with living in the 2-bedroom house or whatever the case may be. But then if you want to say a year later, like, nah, I really want to, that's okay to change too.
That's cool.
And I think we have this idea that we once we say something, we got to kind of stick to it.
That's a whole nother topic. But yes.
No, you don't. Like,
people act like you can't grow or have a different perspective on things or see things different. But yeah, y'all, that is our time for tonight. So we'll see y'all next week. Deuces.